in the Lone Star Land, with boots on my feet and dreams in my hand. A little sassy but a whole lot of grace. You'll see that fire when you look in my face. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Barbecue smoke, Friday night lights, cheering for the Astros under Texas skies. A little bit stubborn, a whole lot of charm. This big old heart will keep you warm. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Barbecue smoke, Friday night lights, cheering for the Astros under Texas skies. A little bit stubborn, a whole lot of charm. This big old heart will keep you warm. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. From the blue bonnet fields to the city streets, every step I take feels like home to me. With a little sass and a lot of pride, this Texas girl's got nothing to hide. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Gummy shoe prints, laid them down the street. Chocolate wrappers hiding secrets sweet. They don't miss a beat, they've got a knack. With licorice ropes pulling answers back. Twist the wrapper to reveal the truth. A sticky web spun by a candy sloop. No sour lies can escape the grip. These lollipops always crack the
Well, hello, my friends. How are y'all doing today? Hope everybody's having a really good Saturday. Thank you all for being here. Hello, TJ. Hey, Kathy Gordon, how are you? And Deb, welcome, welcome. Hey, Miss Rhonda and Lori. Good to have everybody. Hey, Bubble Beth, you made it live. Way to go. Saved by Grace, hello to you. Let's see who else we got. Michelle. Hey, Sheila. Hi, Diane and Lisa King. So good to have everybody. Hey, Daisy. Me and you. Hey, Charlene. Deanna. Good to have y'all. Tell you, we got a good group of people, and I'm so proud to have you guys with us. Hey, Tracy. Let me see who else. Sea Spirit. Hello to you. So glad to have you. Town Chat Cafe. Hello. Sharon Parker. Hello there. Catfish. Good to have you. Canadian True Crime. Hello. Man, good group we got today. Hello to everybody. Thank y'all for being here. Hope everybody's having a better day than I have had. I woke up this morning to get ready to go to my grandson's football game and then on to my granddaughter's softball game. But I had what I call one of the light shows. It's where my eye gets real pixelated and it lasts about 10 to 15 minutes. And when it goes away, it is instant migraine. And I've had 2 of those today. And so not feeling the best in the world. And on top of that, I was trying to get some stuff loaded so I could have it ready to go to show y'all. And guys, on my backstage part of StreamYard, you got to where you can have videos loaded, you have, pictures you want to show, backgrounds, all those things. And for some reason, somehow, don't ask me what I did, but I deleted everything. Everything I have had, as long as I've had StreamYard, it just got wiped out. So having this headache, my eyes hurt, my head hurts, and I had to try to load as much back on before we went live as I could. Okay, Town Chat, I did see that you sent it. I just haven't been looking at anything too much today. I've been laying with the heating pad over my head. So I will get to your email, I promise. I did send a happy birthday text to my son-in-law since it's his birthday today, but that is about all I've done until I got ready to set this live up. I thought I'm going to go ahead and go live. And when I went into StreamYard to add some stuff, poof, everything went away. It was insane. I about died. I was like, oh my gosh, what have I done? I got to quit touching buttons. Thank y'all so much. I'm telling you, those light shows, I don't know what they're called. They're called auroras or something like that. But, oh, I tell you, as soon as they're over with, it's an instant migraine. And my head hurts all day. Hey, Mama, good to have you come in here with us. Thanks for being here. So, anyways, I'll make it through. We're going to do this because it's important. Yes, let me know if y'all have a birthday at any time. We got our birthday song. I did find it. I got to load it back up. There's still so many things. I can't find our Welcome to the South video. I got to try to find it and get it loaded back on there for us. but I'll get us all set back up pretty good. I think we're good enough for today, and we'll make it. We'll make it work today. But I couldn't believe it. I couldn't find nothing. None of my backgrounds were there. I'm just like, what? So I grabbed a picture real quick for a background. We're all about lollipops today. Well, guys, today's title, Corporal Punishment. KK, what happened? Got a friend that sends me info every so often, and she found some stuff, and I was like, oh, this is big. Let's chat. Let's talk about it. Hey, Seclusion. Good to have you. Seclusion says, across my waning vision, I see sentences, complex equations, graphics, and neurologist is not certain what causes it. Oh, goodness. That is crazy. Mine, when I have this light show, it's like a pixelation. It's like everything is just twitching and moving, but it's all in like pixelated. It's really crazy. Starts out as just a little tiny bit on the outside of my eye and eventually covers my whole entire eye. And that happened in the same eye twice today. But it's called a silent migraine because once that hits, it's the nerve swelling and the blood from the blood vessel touches the nerve there and causes that pixelation, is what they've told me. But anyways, so yesterday we did listen to the PI talking with Mr. Chris and Katie. Of course, all we could hear was Katie in the background, but we heard lots of Mr. Chris being as polite as possible in his own way. Oh, Rhonda, you get those too. They're horrible. Horrible. And I was so disappointed. I wanted to go watch little man play his ball game this morning, and I just didn't make it. Yeah, still have not recovered from his politeness, huh? Hey, Roxy R, good to have you. But let me pull this up. Hey, I'm too honest. While I'm getting this ready to pull up here, thank you to those who came and spent time with us last night over on What the Fuss. We had a really good time. I appreciate it so much. Thank y'all so much. Lori, I used to get them all the time real bad, and then it started that pixelation eye light show thingy, and then they gave me these shots, Jovi shots that I took, and they were gone for almost 6 years, and now they're starting to come back. I guess I need to get back on that shot. They're crazy. Okay, so let's look at this. Corporal punishment is a use of physical force, such as spanking or paddling, to cause pain or discomfort for disciplinary purposes. It's widely condemned form of violence against children associated with the increased aggression, poor mental health, and negative life outcomes. While legal in some parts of the United States, corporal punishment in schools is banned in most developed countries, with ongoing global efforts to abolish it completely in all settings. Excuse me. So that's what the definition for corporal punishment. Now, I'm going to pull this up right here. And let me get it, make sure I get it here. Hang tight, hang tight. Where is it? Okay, here it is. Now, this is from December 17th, 2024. And mysterious disappearance of Sebastian Rogers, Hendersonville, Tennessee. This is from Chloe S.P.I. Today, I received a 200-plus page set of documents in regard to Sebastian Rogers. I will not share all of what was discovered in these documents because I don't know that it's beneficial in finding Sebastian. What I will say is I gained a lot of insight into Sebastian's earlier years. One major point I took from these documents, and the only one that I'll discuss at this very moment, is that Katie claimed to show she would not, N-O-T capital letters, discipline Sebastian corporally. This is interesting after last night's interview with CP spoke about hitting Sebastian with the belt. CPS has been involved more than once. Also, listen to this. Also, a superior court had a request for file review on January 29th, 2024. Maybe she won't do it, but will allow it. Someone needs to speak up. Hashtag Tennessee. Katie claimed she would not discipline Sebastian corporally. A superior court had a request for file review on January 29th, 2024. Sebastian was reported missing 28 days later. 28 days after a superior court requested for file review. So let's just remind ourselves of what he said.
Have you ever had CPS called on you before?
Yes.
Okay. And you don't have to go into it elaborate or anything like that. I just, that was the question that I had. And that happens, sometimes, especially when you have a child who is, has special needs and stuff. That's hard.
I'll be honest with you. I've had CPS called on me in 2 states, New Mexico and Tennessee.
And did that include with Sebastian?
Tennessee was Sebastian, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
In fact, Sebastian here, like I said, I got nothing to hide. So Sebastian went to school one day because we were at the house. He got in trouble. He didn't have a belt on. I was like, "Where's your belt?" And got it. Whack. Got him. So he goes to school and he tells the teacher. They're mandatory reporters. So the teacher reports it. That afternoon, CPS shows up to the house while we're actually sitting down to eat dinner. Now, mind you, 15-year-old child, he's not real happy because he's in trouble, so he's being punished. So he shows, he makes a report. They come to the house, and the lady who comes to the house is the same lady we've had. She's had a case before. Now, the case that was before was something that didn't even happen, and it's like 3 stories that were shoved into one. And when they finally got it debunked, they were like, "Oh, he got so mixed up in telling one story, it mixed into 3, and it caused a commotion." Well, they canceled that out. So the one on me, she shows up, and I said, "Hey, how you doing? It's her again." She's like, "Oh, hey." She goes, "Hey, I'm already don't." She's like, "Don't tell me anything, but I'm gonna tell you what I know happened." And I said, "Okay." She goes, "Boom, boom, boom." She told me exactly what happened. I said, "Yes, ma'am." She goes, "Oh my God." I said, "Yes, ma'am. This is how it's been.
This is how it's been. This is how it's been. CPS came to his door again, mind you. Now, keep in mind, Superior Court had a request for file review on January 29th, 2024. KK, did you allow things to happen? Did you allow your child to be corporally punished, but you didn't do it, so therefore it's okay? Is that it? I got questions. I got serious questions. January 29th, 28 days before Sebastian went missing. "28 days. Who recalls the conversation we heard where Mr. Chris there tells us he had not seen Sebastian since February 2nd. That's 4 days after the Superior Court had a request for file review on January 29th. 4 days later, Mr. Chris leaves and did not see Sebastian anymore until he came home on the 26th, he says. There's been lots of questions as to, was Chris not allowed in that house anymore due to the CPS reports being filed against him? And if you recall, at the first part of February is the whole topic of we're going to have to put him in a school. Remember that? It was like the end of December, I think. November or December is when that whole conversation started up. They were going to have to put him in a school, and then things quieted down. Everything's okay. But then CPS has been involved more than once. We know that. And then a Superior Court requested for a file review. We know about the 28th of January, a CPS report was last made. That case was still open the day Sebastian disappeared. There's been a lot of talk over all this past time of, was Mr. Chris told not to be in that house? He made a comment to all of us that said Sebastian thought he was going to get me kicked out of my own home. Is that what really happened? Is that what happened when there was a case opened on the 28th of January and the next day a Superior Court had a request for a file review? Did they go back to see how many times he was court mandated in his pursuit to gain full custody of his daughter? He was reportedly, allegedly, told multiple times to take parenting classes, to take anger management classes. Is that really what they may have been looking at, everything that had been going on with Sebastian and all the CPS cases that were there, that CPS was involved in their life. Was Mr. Chris really told to leave that house? Is it possible? Exactly, I'm too honest. And there's no foul play. Hello. It's crazy. It is insane crazy that we're supposed to sit here. Hey, SL. Yeah, can one of the mods drop my email, please? It's crazy to me that on the 28th, there it is, SL. There it is. On the 28th, a CPS report was made. Next thing you see, we now know the 29th, there was a superior court asked for a review. Mr. Chris leaves the home 4 days later. Sebastian goes missing 21 days later. How is it we're not supposed to question anything that pertains to their discipline and their discipline ethics? I beg to differ 150 million ways. This pertains to everything we've been talking about. Now, we're going to look at some more things that's been going on in the Sebastian Rogers case. A lot of this goes back to different times throughout his case. See, Lisa said, here, let me put it up on screen before I lose it. Seth told us the other night that CP had the last CPS file closed, and that's why he had to get a lawyer to get it. Okay. Okay. There we go. When did Chloe put that out? Let me put it back up here so everybody can see. The date is up there. I don't know if you can see it at the very top, but it says December 17th, 2024. So this was from February to December. Guys, I'm telling y'all, there's something at play here that is trying to be hidden. And we heard Mr. Chris laugh it off, you know, in his little comment with Smiley there. And credit goes to Smiley Story World for actually leaving another panel to go fire up a live at the request of Mr. Chris, because he wouldn't have went on panel with the other men that were on the panel at the time, you know, because he doesn't do that. So we're going to look at some other things, but that to me is the largest red flag in this whole entire case. Yes, Alicia, she put it out on December 17th, 2024. Here is the post. And it was in the mysterious disappearance of Sebastian Rogers, Hendersonville, Tennessee. That is a group page they had there. on Facebook, and that was put out. There's some other things that we're going to go and look at as far as Chloe and what she's had to say. Let's go to this one right here. This is also very peculiar. Now, this was put out May 18th of 2024. On Sunday, May 19th, those touched by Sebastian's story are invited to join Ride for Sebastian, followed by a prayer vigil and a cookout. With rumors continuing to circulate regarding Sebastian's disappearance, the Sumner County Sheriff's Office confirmed there is no new credible information to share. Now, this is Chloe putting this out. Look what I have underlined here. Authorities said they've looked at the social media statements that are swirling around and found them to be false. Wonder what statements they've looked into. What statements? Because everything that we're doing is very strange to me that they would even say that. Let's see. I think this is the one. Let me see here. Hang on. Yes. I will briefly, and this is another Chloe made in May of 2024. I'll briefly address some of the things that need clarifying in regards to being asked to step down on Sebastian's case. One, in my private and group conversations, I was presented one reason for being asked to step down. I was unwilling to work with individuals possibly being brought in, as I felt it could hinder my license and the integrity of the case. 2, pay attention to 2. No, it is not because anyone was trying to protect me from CP. Who thought that? And here we go. Apparently, this was such a large rumor that law enforcement called me at 9 p.m. last night to confirm it was not caused by the content of the leaked call. What's law enforcement got to do with that leaked call? I wonder. 3, my departure has been amicable thus far. I cannot control what the public does with that announcement. 4, as an investigator of that leads, and if I deem them creditable, I pass them to my client. I will continue to search for Sebastian independently with a group pro bono, as I have since the moment I started. Allegedly, that group involves SF. 5, I will continue to search for Sebastian independent. Okay, wait. I have nothing further to add. I would really love for the focus to shift back to Sebastian. This has been such a tug of war issue, the entire case. Thank you. So I wonder exactly why law enforcement would feel the need to contact Chloe about the leaked phone call. They sure seem to be involved with all the things that keep being brought out about Mr. Chris. Very strange, isn't it? Let's see. Let's go to this one here. This is quite lengthy, but guys, listen really close here. It's VSAR Tennessee. And this is from Facebook. As we reach the 1-year mark of Sebastian Rogers' disappearance, our team reflects on the profound impact his case has had on all of us. Sebastian, who was 15 when he went missing from his home in Hendersonville, Tennessee on February 25th, 2024, recently turned 16, a milestone we desperately had hoped to see him home for. Sebastian was last seen the night of February 25th, 2024 in his home on Stafford Court. He was wearing black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, and black framed glasses, rectangular in shape. Sebastian has medical conditions, including autism, that may impair his ability to return safely without assistance. VSAR Tennessee came together under Sebastian's case, united by a shared commitment to bring him home. Despite exhaustive search efforts made by the community, including ground searches, drones, canine units, no confirmed sightings or leads have emerged. The investigation remains active and ongoing, with authorities just as committed to finding Sebastian. The anguish of not knowing Sebastian's whereabouts has been an unrelenting burden on all of his loved ones. The uncertainty creates a unique kind of suffering, often referred to as ambiguous loss, leaving families in a state of perpetual limbo, unable to grieve or find closure. This emotional turmoil affects not only parents, but also siblings and extended family members, all of whom grapple with feelings of helplessness, guilt, and an emotional vacuum. Has anybody seen Katie do any of that? Just asking. Goes on to say, anyone with information, no matter how insignificant it may seem, to come forward. Your tip could be the key to returning Sebastian with his loved ones and bringing peace to his suffering father, it should say. But it does say family. A substantial reward is being offered for information leading to Sebastian's safe return. Okay. I'm going to do next. I thought that one was quite different, but it was a good article, and it talks about the ambiguous grieving. This is another post that they made June 6th of 2024. When someone goes missing, every minute counts. As search efforts continue for Sebastian Rogers, we all feel the weight of his absence each day, and it's hard not to feel helpless. Friends, we know this is heavy, but it's not over until you put it down. You can keep fighting the good fight alongside us just by keeping Sebastian's name, face, and story circulating in the media. We know this may seem like small potatoes, but the truth is these efforts are crucial now more than ever. We must keep sharing Sebastian's flyer, engaging with relevant social media posts, and requesting that news channels report on his case. Consistent media coverage has proven in the past to not only keep authorities focused and cases active, but to increase the likelihood of new tips. Here at VSAR Tennessee, this is our wish for every loved one that goes missing. Don't give up. Keep going. Now is the time to be Sebastian Strong. And share, share, share. That was probably one of the best articles that I have read to date. Encouraging, 100% encouraging. It's something that just kind of gives you a little extra push and drive to keep going. And it's just a very well put article. Now, we're going to look at, let me see. I think I've done, oh goodness. Okay. Hang tight. I'm going to read some. I don't have it put up there. I'm sorry. I thought I had them all put up there, but from that post that was made, I'm going to read to you guys from this post you're looking at. I'm going to read some comments that were put under this that was posted. Prayers for he is found safe and soon. Need more investigation to be done. Something is fishy in this family. Guys, this is like February. There's March, April, May, June. 4 months after this child went missing. And they're already starting to see something fishy's going on. It says, that's what I'm saying. Only one person was at home that morning in a house all locked up. I still think mom and stepdad are guilty as sin. Praying they'll find something. He deserves better. At this point, the county needs to turn the investigation over to FBI. The stepfather and mother need to be fully investigated. In multiple interviews, the stepfather stated he has ties to local police departments. Even if the statement he is making are false, the county needs to take a step back and let the FBI take the lead. Bless his heart. After this long, the outlook isn't good. I hope wherever he is that he's okay. Wow. They're finding people left and right, but can't find him. Ask his mom and stepdad. They know something. This case looks as a cover-up. Pray he's found safe. Continue blasting it everywhere. Y'all spend too much time on the college kid and the boy who needs the coverage. Y'all were in the wrong, and now there is no lead. Why don't you hound his mom and her man? Where is that child? Praying he is found safe. Sebastian has been missing for 5 months. His mother needs to stop playing games and tell someone where her son is. This is ridiculous. He needs to be home. He never ran away from home. If he did, he would have been returned. That's just a few. There are hundreds like this. Here's a comment section from WZTV Fox News, and it was an article they had put out about Sebastian. And this says, this is just some comments, guys, just some comments. It is still unbelievable, not a trace of him. There's no way in hell the parents don't know something on what happened. I think they need to review both the car memory boxes on the stepdad and mom's vehicle. They could get a better route of where he may be instead of needle in a haystack. I keep following. hoping he's found soon. There, a reply to that says, seems they are involved in a huge cover-up. This case needs to be turned over to the FBI. I think Sumner County has done something that let me restart. This case needs to be turned over to the FBI. I think Sumner County has done everything that they can at this point to find Sebastian. It's now up to Sumner County to admit they need the FBI to step in and take over the case so that they can continue to serve the citizens of Sumner County. Folks, at what point do we have to get to? This was 4 months after Sebastian went missing. People were already early on in this case throwing out something's not right. Something needs to be done. FBI needs to be handed the case. Here we are, year and a half later almost. And his father still calling for the FBI to take over, and Sumner County sits in their sheriff's office while his father's on the street corner and does not even acknowledge anything. One can only guess as to whether they were inside laughing at him, chewing bubble gum with their boots propped up on the desktop, or what they were actually doing in there. But they were not acknowledging that something needs to happen, and they can't do this job. Sumner County has had plenty of time to prove that they have exhausted all that they can do, and there's not one lead. It's time to turn it over to somebody else. But Sumner County's going to hold on to it as long as they possibly can. At what point does CPS reports not get looked into? It took however many, 5, for Superior Court to look into things happening in the home. And law enforcement don't even seem to acknowledge that 5 CPS reports. What, 28 days later? After the last one? A child goes missing? Folks, the big picture says something's not right. Kids don't just disappear. At no point is it okay to go a year and a half and have no leads, nothing whatsoever in this case, and just keep holding on to it without asking for help. It doesn't mean you failed. It means you did your best with what you had and got nowhere. Do it for the sake of the child. This young man right here, he deserves better. His mother agreed to no corporal punishment, but she didn't agree to allow her husband to do the corporal punishment. I suppose she figured that was just her not giving corporal punishment. He deserves better, guys. And I want to show you this picture right here that came along with one of the articles that Chloe had done, and it was on day 101. But I want you to focus, and you see him wearing on the outside of his t-shirt there under his jacket, his breastplate. We knew that he had one that he would wear. And this is the first photo that I've seen that shows him actually wearing it. I'm too honest, I'm not sure if what Seth can and cannot do. I give up trying to figure that one out. Yeah, Valley Girl, I agree. Someone knows. They know. But I thought I'd share this picture with you here because I found it very informative that, yeah, he did have that breastplate. He really did. Now, what more can we do? What more can we do? That's the biggest question of all. I don't know, and I don't understand how a law enforcement agency has so much pride that they can't step aside and allow someone else to come in to help a teenage boy who has some disabilities. What do they know? What is it they found out in their investigation? Totally understand 100% they don't have to share it with us. I get that. But I wonder, what information have they found out? The reason I would like to know more than anything is I wonder how much they've overlooked. So I'd like to know, what have y'all actually found? What have y'all overlooked? It's crazy to me that we sit here every day, and we're not the only ones that talks about Sebastian constantly. And we keep finding more things, bringing them out, talking about them. And my goodness, we heard yesterday just how polite Mr. Chris can be. You know, his words, this is me being as polite as possible, using every cuss word there is. If that was his politeness, could you imagine the anger? Can you imagine the times he would get mad at Sebastian? We pretty much know his mother didn't discipline him. She obviously left it up to Mr. Chris. And I've often wondered, did Katie ever, spank Sebastian like what Chris tells us he did with the belt? Whack. Did Katie ever, punish him like that? Because she signed a paper saying that she wouldn't. Autistic kids are highly recognized as being very sensitive with their body. Touches, feels, how they feel is different. Can you imagine what the whack on the butt must have felt like to Sebastian? Maybe that's something Mr. Chris should have experienced himself. It's sad that we have to sit here every day and call out all these things. It's not something I enjoy doing when it comes to talking about parents of a kid that's missing. It's not what I want to do. But when we hear Mr. Chris being so polite, you can't help but talk about it. When you see his mother going all over the world, enjoying herself, having lunch with the girls, going to biker rallies on the beach, going to Oregon, hanging out with families and going to a barbecue cook-off there. Tap Dancer Lizzie, 100%. Tap Dancer Lizzie says, Lolly, I wonder if SCSO is afraid of what the FBI will find. 100%. That is my opinion. Yes, Patty says, remember it was the first child he abused, Nina's kid. How that little man gets away with all his crap is beyond me. I honestly believe his mommy still to this day gets her grown son out of all kinds of trouble. And that's just my opinion, guys. Speaking of opinions, I did find this to put up for us. Myself, along with moderators, subscribers, and anyone in chat, express their opinions. On this channel, we present speculation, possibility, and show things found for everyone to decide for themselves what opinion they have. We're here for helpful purposes only. We are not here for drama, hate, or anything negative. Please respect all opinions. And as always, my content is not to be used in a hateful manner or way at any time. That is just to express to everyone we are voicing our opinions. We're making statements that we feel is something that needs to be said. We're not doing it for hate. We're calling it as we see it. Melissa Brown says, my opinion, they found evidence he most likely been hidden by the Proudfoots and LE. Very, very possible, Melissa. Very possible. You know, people ask me all the time, do you feel that he is still alive or no longer alive? I stay on the fence with it. I see ways that he very well could have been unalived and buried somewhere. I hate thinking that. I don't want to think that, but I can see where things would lead that direction. I can see also, and it makes a little more sense to me that they have Sebastian put somewhere, because I guess in my mama heart, it would make sense as to why his mother is not grieving, looking for her child. She can go and do things because she knows where he is and he's okay. So, you know, anyways, I just want to state that I don't know what happened to Sebastian. I don't know how Sebastian ever left his home, if he ever made it home. I don't know what happened after Sebastian got in the car with his mother at Texas Roadhouse and they drove away. I have no clue. I wasn't there. But all we can do, folks, is take little things that they have said. The mother is, her words are huge to me because she was the last person with her child. So she says. Right? Oh, yeah, me and you. What if he was? Wow, that's a thought. Daisy's team won. Look at her. Woo woo. I honestly believe in my heart that no matter what, no matter what happened to Sebastian, I do 100% in my heart believe Katie and Chris know exactly where he's at. They know. And they're not looking. They're not searching. They're not protesting in front of the sheriff's office to get the FBI to come in and take over this case because Sumner County hasn't done nothing with it. They're not doing that. And the only reasoning I can come up with, at first I thought they're just cold-hearted. But the more I got into this case, I'm like, they know where he is. Why are you going to look for something you know exactly where it is? When you know where it's at, you're not worried about it. You know where it's been put. And that's exactly how Katie and Chris are acting. They're living their life, going right on with life, not a big deal. I honestly, sometimes in my heart, think they know where he is. And he's safe and he's put away somewhere. He's alive. And they know where he's at and he's being taken care of. He's got a bed, he's got food, he's got his clothes. They know they're comfortable. They can live life and they can go on through their life and be just okay because they know. But his father, on the other hand, has no clue at all where his son is, and therefore he's grieving. He's still looking. He's searching. He's begging all the time. Because he doesn't know. Yes, Carmen. Oh, that was disgusting. It's absolutely gross. But they're mocking Seth because they have a secret and they're going to keep it, right? It's how it works with that family. It's how it works. And I pray that Sebastian is somewhere, and I pray it's a good place. Not one of these bad institutions that you throw a kid into to get help and they actually abuse the child worse. Pump them full of drugs. Change their looks. Dope them up so that they're not a problem. So if Katie chose her husband over her son and decided to put her child somewhere, let's just hope it's a good place, because the place they talked about putting him, kids were being unalived in that place. So wherever Sebastian is, I pray it's a good place. I pray he is safe. And it does make you wonder if that's the case. Oh, Carmen, I'm with you on that one, my opinion too. Pitter Patter says, hello, everyone. Just a question. Can Seth doing anything? If that's the case, I surely hope so. Do anything. I don't know what Seth legally can or cannot do, to be honest with you. I don't know. But I know this. There's this thing called humanity. He should have a lawyer, and his lawyer should know what his rights are. And I'm telling you, if it was me, I would go hard after my ex. Hard. And especially after everything they've done to mock him. And the words that Mr. Chris told us yesterday, I am being as polite as I possibly can, while saying the F word, the GD, and the C word, and much, much more, throwing out threats and everything. Yeah, that's the problem. I'm too honest. He has no humanity, I don't think. I don't think he has. TJ, yeah, I think you might be onto something. Satan is probably more polite than CP, but CP can be polite and fun with his friends, other YouTubers, we'll just say, because they think it's all funny. They think it's all fun and games. They also think Sebastian's father is a pedo. They don't talk about the fact that Sebastian was essayed in the Proudfoot's home in California when he was a young kid, while they were in the house, mind you. Looky here, Mama Bear. Yes, look here. Mama Bear says, because Sebastian was diagnosed with autism in October 23, any found abuse of him would be a Class C felony. The January 24th CPS wasn't being closed like the others, and they got rid of him 1 week before custody court was to happen. Exactly. He knew, with all of that being open and him going to court to try to gain control of his daughter 100% and take her away from her mother, that wouldn't be a good look. Seth didn't really want him in a home. He was wanting him in his home so he could look after his son. But that wasn't soon enough, was it? Not soon enough, because Chris had court. Oh, yeah, Karen, I'm with you. I do not, there is no evidence of Seth being a pedo. They made up this story because he met Katie when she was 12 or so. He wasn't with her at that young of an age. Hey, Alicia, good to see you. Hope you're well. And hello to everybody else coming in. Thank you all for being here and listening. Appreciate you. What was the name of the facility? Which one? There was one that was there in Tennessee, not far from their home. Just a couple hours, I think, like an hour or so. And that's where they were wanting to put him. And I couldn't even tell you the name of that one. I'll have to go back and dig and look. But guys, do you remember when we talked about what it takes to arrest someone and probable cause? Yeah, the one Seth looked up. I don't remember what the name is. I have it written down and I'll have to go back through. Gosh, I got several legal pads full of notes, but I'll find it for sure. I will, I promise. But the timing of all of this is way too suspicious, guys. Way too suspicious. The timing. I've never really put a whole lot on the fact that the date was their divorce date. Didn't put a whole lot of that, you know. I just kind of chalked that one up as possibly being a coincidence. It may have been done on purpose. I don't know. And see, Mama Bear, she says, I don't think they put him in a facility because they'd have to pay regularly and that would leave a paper trail. I think they took him from the world approximately 2:30 a.m. Mama Bear, that is very possible. I mean, at this point, anything is possible. And that is something that is very possible. There's more than one facility, but the one in Clarksville is called Oak Plains Academy. Is that the one, Miss Kathy, they were going to put him into? And Seth found out that there had been like 6 kids that had been suspiciously come up unalive. Hey, Lady Freedom. It's called, okay, here it is. Yes, this one's it. Bledsoe Youth Academy in Gallatin. Thank you, Lady Freedom. Hope you're well. Thanks for coming in. And thanks for saving us. I could not remember what it was called. But yes, that's it. Bledsoe Youth Academy. You know, and Seth looked into it and says, no, not happening. So he got in contact with someone to look into other facilities. And he sent the best 3 to Katie and Chris. Of course, they didn't say, hey, you know, we were going to send him to this place. They didn't say, you know, hey, his father didn't like the one we wanted, so he looked into others, and this is the email that he sent us, the others. No, they set Clue and they set Crabtree down in their living room on their couch and said, maybe this email needs to be put out there. A false narrative was used to push the fact that Seth was looking into homes for Sebastian. And when Seth came out and spoke and cleared it all up, it was back on, you guessed it, Katie and Chris. But let's not put in there, we were part of this. Nope. That's not how this rolls, right? Everything is being put out to make Seth look bad. And Katie and Chris are leading that narrative. And when Stephen Crabtree came out and told the truth on that email, that was huge. It's crazy that we go back. Corporal Punishment. Corporal Punishment. Chloe, the PI, comes in and she shares with us the corporal punishment. And the biggest of all in that whole thing she put out in December 24th, one major point I took from these documents, and the only one that I'll discuss at this moment, is that Katie claimed she would not discipline Sebastian corporally. She just allows her husband to do the corporal punishment. Chloe states, this is interesting after last night's interview with Chris. Spoke about hitting Sebastian with a belt. But CPS has been involved more than once. And also, a superior court had a request for file review on January 29th, 2024. "28 days before Sebastian goes missing." The court, Superior Court, maybe they saw something. Maybe they realized we got a problem here. This young man is in danger. Maybe they requested documents from his child custody case where he was granted partial custody, visitation rights, but he had to take parenting classes and anger management classes. Maybe that Superior Court saw those records as well, not just the CPS records, hopefully. They saw all of it. But guys, we're talking a month, less than a month. The Superior Court is requesting a review. They want to see the files pertaining to this young man. Something's not right. It needs to be called out. It is my very, very high opinion that there is enough probable cause for Katie Proudfoot to be called in and questioned very heavily. You see, it was in documentation that Katie said she would not corporally punish her child, but she's allowed a man to do it in her home. Her husband did that in their home. Therefore, she is responsible for her child. She should be responsible for what happened to him. Then let's add the fact that the FBI statement we read a while back. Do you recall us talking about all that? Where, let me get back to this. Where is that at? Trying to find on my. Here we go. When the FBI put out their statements, they say video recordings from nearby homes and a dashboard camera in Katie's car showed that Katie and Sebastian didn't leave the house after their return home from dinner, and that no other cars were seen coming or going from Katie's home during the evening and early morning hours of the night or day Sebastian disappeared. So there's no evidence Sebastian ever left his home. None whatsoever. The FBI just basically, in words, said they got home. No one left. Not from the front, but we have light sources in the back of their home. And at the end of that video, it shows one light source going to the back of the Proudfoot's home. And 3 hours later, there's one person that wakes up in the back in that home alone, and all doors have been locked. If Sebastian went out that front door, that door would have locked automatically because it has a code lock. That door was not open. No one left from it that night. There is no video recording of Sebastian or anyone leaving out that front door like Mr. Chris said happened. Katie said, I don't know why he went out that front door or out that door. She's talking about the front door. The whole narrative is around that front door. But the FBI states clearly nothing happened from the front door or out of the garage. That's because everything happened in the back of their house. She went in the back of that house. She locked that door from the inside, and she was the only person that woke up. If this is not enough probable cause for Sumner County to get up off their ass and do something about it, then it's time for somebody else to step in, because this young man deserves so much more. His mother and his stepfather cannot keep a correct timeline to save their life of what happened after they got home from Texas Roadhouse. They can't. The very first time they spoke up on Duchess, we hear within 3 minutes, the mother tell us she fell asleep on the couch around 10 and got up around midnight. Midnight is their key. That's crucial in their story, that she's in bed by midnight. But the stepdad, who wasn't supposed to be there or supposedly is not there, comes behind her and makes things crystal clear. They talked on the phone. Mom was starting to fall asleep on the couch. The mom. That was around midnight, he said. He told her, wake up, go ahead, put the puppies up, lock the doors, and go to bed. That was around midnight. He totally blew her timeline out. But he wasn't there, right? He was just on the phone. But what happened to mom saying she went to sleep around 10 on the couch? When you can't tell the same story twice, something's wrong, folks. Something's wrong. This young man deserves so much more than what Sumner County is allowing to happen. It's absolutely gross. Guys, we get down to it. Sebastian is still missing. Cow Gal, thank you so much. That is so sweet of you. I appreciate you more than you could ever imagine. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Guys, we have a young man that's still missing. We don't know at all where he's at. We can't say what happened to him because none of us were there. But the people, the woman in that home with him that woke up alone in that house with all her doors locked. Y'all remember her words. It only took her about 1 minute to look her whole entire house over. Out the windows, out the backyard, all the things. 1 minute is all she gave to look in for her child in that home. You don't have to look when you know where something's at, right? What statement? That statement is not from FBI. Which statement are you talking about? They just put that on their site. This is what their article that they put out, their statement they put out. That was written up by Sumner. Okay. Yeah, Lisa, she already knew he wasn't there. She already knew he wasn't there. You're not going to look for something that you know where it's at, right? And remember, Mob Crew got a hold of the camera that says Katie went down and came back up within 31 seconds. That morning, with both windows up, her driver's side window was up as she went down, and her passenger windows were up as she came back up. That woman was not in no way looking for her child that morning. We look for our animals better than she looked for her child. But hey, she had to be seen driving around looking, right? And that's about all she did. That's about all she did. Drove through the school. She went to the school to look to see if he might have gone there. She didn't call his name out. They have her on video just as well. And I have been told all windows were rolled up and she drove right through that parking lot. right through and kept going. Didn't stop, didn't get out of her car, didn't yell for Sebastian. She didn't get out of her car when she went to Worshams that morning earlier in the morning when her mother-in-law was sitting there. She didn't get out of the car. She rolled her window down and talked to her mother-in-law, and something was passed across to her car. That's what was seen. She wasn't yelling for her child. When she went on vacation, just a tiny bit over a week after her son goes missing, she leaves a pair of shoes, some snacks, and a blanket on the front porch just in case he comes home. What did they do? Change the door locks so that if he did come back home, he couldn't come in? Because he knew the code to the front door, right? Why leave all that on your front porch? Oh, yeah, I remember now. So that it looks like you care. It's funny how whenever you mention Katie goes out of town so quick, like that, they on the other side, per se, always likes to throw it back onto you. Seth went to Tony's for a week at Christmas. Folks, that was 8 months later, not 8 days. Like his mother and stepfather. There's such a huge difference. It's unreal. It's horribly sad that we're at almost 19 months, 6 days of being shy of 19 months. This young man has been missing in Sumner County. Says they have no evidence of anything. No evidence there's foul play. No evidence that Sebastian's out there somewhere. No evidence. Well, if you're 19 months into a missing child and you have no evidence, it's time to let someone else stand in and take over. But hey, he's up for a big raise, right? He just requested a big raise and all this money to redo his office. He got to have a cool place to prop them boots up and chew his bubble gum, right? So what is Sebastian doing these days, I wonder? I wonder if Sebastian misses being home, getting to go to his dad's, getting to go to his school. I wonder. Because he's missing, folks. And it only seems as if his mother and his stepfather aren't really into, trying to figure out where he might be. But hey, I'm not his mom or his stepdad. But I do know that when I place something somewhere, I don't go looking for it. And if I had my name attached to a document that says I agree to not use corporal punishment on my child, that means me or anyone else. But I guess Katie's a lot different than me, because she seemed to be okay with her husband using corporal punishment on her son. And they laughed off the CPS case that came out of that. Made it all like, man, nothing. It's all good. He got mixed up, got his stories all jumbled. Did he? Because I hear that Sebastian was highly intelligent. And he knows the difference from right and wrong. Guys, we have to continue to be strong and keep this young man's name out there, just like the VCAR post that they made. He will only get completely lost when his story dies off. We can't allow that to happen. We have to continue to push, continue to find all the little things, and continue to remind Sumner County there's enough red flags, there's enough suspicion, there's enough probable cause that we, as keyboard warriors, as you want to call us, social media sleuths, we can find it. We know you already know about it. Guys, I'm going to get off of here and let y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. I love you all to pieces. Thank you for having such a good heart for Sebastian and wanting the truth. Wanting the truth to be found, wanting Sebastian's justice, his story to be told. Because he deserves for his story to be told so that others out there don't have to suffer through what this young man has had to suffer through. He deserves it. Thank you for being here, Lady Freedom. Appreciate all that you are doing. And if y'all have not subbed up, please sub up to her channel. Amazing work is happening. We have a great group of people that have a love for Sebastian and want the truth for him. We can't stop. So guys, until next time, I should be back tomorrow, but y'all have a super great night. Love and hugs to you all. Bye.